Yeah, what's up, people? It's your boy, Mr. Chad. This is Sports Prediction Arena. We're back on Victor Osimhen to Chelsea once again. And I remember I've said so many things about this very transfer, and I've clearly stated why I think Chelsea might not be signing Victor Osimhen at the end of the day. You have to consider the financial situation at Chelsea at the moment because Chelsea has signed so many players in recent time, expensive players that came to Chelsea but didn't get to live up to expectation. One of them being Romelu Lukaku, 97 billion pounds, and the Kepa Arrizabalaga for 75 million pounds. The most recent ones are Caicedo, though Caicedo is still very young, so 20 years old, still has massive room for improvement, but it cost 115 million pounds. That's a lot of money. Then you have Enzo Fernandez, who is still struggling to become the player he was when Chelsea signed him for 105 million pounds. Then Wesley Fofana, Chelsea signed him for 75 million pounds from Leicester. Until this very moment, he has not even played, talk less of living up to expectation. Then the last but not the least is Mikhailo Modric. Chelsea signed him for 89 million pounds. If you put all this money together, you find out that Chelsea has spent, somewhat 500 million acquiring these players, and this is a compilation of these very signings that made Chelsea breach the financial fair play rule last time, that led to the banning of Chelsea from signing players for one season. And that is exactly why Chelsea are currently in the back book of the financial fair play rules, and every eyes are on Chelsea, that if they mistakenly step out of the boundary once again, they will definitely get punished. A lot of fans are excited about expensive signings. In fact, fans want to see their club sign expensive players. But a player coming expensive doesn't necessarily mean he's going to perform. And that is the situation that we have to understand. The situation of Osimhen. Osimhen is actually the player that Chelsea fans want Chelsea management to sign. But you have to consider his record last time, because last season Osimhen did not do much in terms of goals scored and his performance overall. Even at the Nations Cup, where he was expected to lead the Nigerian national team, he only managed one goal. Since then, Osimhen has been struggling. If Antonio Conte has to come in, he didn't even get to look at the player, and he's already telling them that he doesn't want this player in his team. He only wants Lukaku. That should tell you a lot. This is a player that finished Serie A top scorer just 2 seasons ago. So if he's getting rejected by his club, I don't think this is just down to attitude. Performance may have played a very, very significant role in that very decision. So you don't expect Chelsea to fork out 130 million pounds under their current financial situation to go all out and sign Victor Osimhen. We are talking about Sam Omorodion. A lot of Chelsea fans appear not to like this very player, but you have to look at his pattern of play or the motive behind this very signing. Since the departure of Diego Drogba, Chelsea has been looking for a very aggressive striker that will lead that very attack. Chelsea managed to get Diego Costa, but unfortunately, Diego Costa didn't get to spend much time at Chelsea. He was the closest player to Diego Drogba since Drogba left Chelsea. Then now Chelsea are still looking in that direction, because Chelsea always has this very aggressive striker that can bully any defender at all, anywhere in the world. And this is why they've been linked to Victor Osimhen, because Osimhen also represents such aggression when it comes to attack. So Chelsea are looking in the direction of Sam Omorodion, and I have told you before, because Chelsea has been cutting their coats according to their sizes, and this is why they have marked Sam Omorodion as the player they wanted from the beginning. In fact, to show how serious they were about signing Sam Omorodion, they had to make an official bid of 40 million euros to Atletico Madrid, of which Atletico Madrid rejected at the time. This time around, they had to wait for Atletico Madrid to make bid for Kono Kalaya, in order to use the money gotten from Kono Kalaya to purchase this player. So Sam Omorodion joined Chelsea for free. So that 35 million pounds you say is part of the money they got from Atletico Madrid for the sales of Kono Galaya. So it's a win-win situation for Chelsea. So if you still think that Chelsea are still going to sign Victor Osimhen for 130 million pounds or 120 or even 100 million, as the case may be, I don't think that remains a possibility. We honestly have to accept the situation as it is and move on.
Looking at Sam Omorodion, is a player, very physical player. He's not afraid of taking on defenders. You see the way he plays, he bullies defenders. He can, compete practically against any defender, and he's just 20 years old. He's not afraid to throw in body, along the line and everything. He can also shoot from the outside 18 balls, So he's a very promising player, just 20 years old, and his body structure is one that definitely will not be, bullied by defenders in the EPL. Since the time of Diego Drogba, Chelsea has been looking to get a perfect replacement for him, and Chelsea came closest when they signed Diego Costa, but unfortunately, Diego Costa didn't get to stay as long as possible at Chelsea, probably because of his age. Then Chelsea signed Lukaku, hoping him to be the perfect replacement, the most perfect replacement for Diego Drogba, but unfortunately, he didn't get to live up to expectations. So Chelsea has been looking towards getting that kind of player again that would come in at Chelsea and lead the team for at least 10 years. And they've made signings in recent time that didn't get to come in and fit Drogba's shoe. But right now, this Omorodion, look at him, he can score with his head. Look at his positioning, he's a kind of player that would, represent that very thing that Chelsea has always wanted in terms of getting a player that would be close to the kind of player Drogba was at the time. He's just 20 years, I've always said. Still, there is massive room for improvement, but he's not afraid. He's still represents very much value for money. He also plays very, very well in terms of link-up play. He bullies defenders for fun and everything. So if he manages to come to Chelsea and hit the ground running, he might become the player that Chelsea has been looking for all these years. So what we Chelsea fans need to do is to support this young, talented player and hope he succeeds at Chelsea. Right now, look at Paul Palmer is the one leading the Chelsea attack and has managed to score 24 goals in his first season without even any major prior experience playing for Manchester City. So if that is your worrying concern for Sam Omorodion coming to Chelsea because he's young and inexperienced, you should always remember that Cole Palmer came in and became a very, very important player at Chelsea. So Chelsea fan, Sam Omorodion is the player that we have right now. So all we need is to support him and to make sure that he succeeds at Chelsea. So this is just the situation right now. We have to support this player.